I actually heard the plane,
Yeah, the video went down, so now I have to sit here and wait for people to come back in. Technical issues. Getting text. The stream ended. I know. Why? I know exactly what happened. That video, Zach's back. What happened is when that video ended, it had an auto macro to end the stream because I cloned it based on the outro because I was rushing. I should have ran for some coffee. Yeah, Ken, you're probably right. Dustin's back. Oh, we are feeling it tonight, and what's probably going to happen now is like one of the kids is going to come downstairs and say hi. But thank you so much for coming back, everybody. The stream was insane, says Brian. Airmac is back. Hey, what's up, Airmac? Yeah, it must have been that last yawn. It just reset it. Oh, man, I'm so sorry about that, guys. I feel bad. We're just hanging out here talking about Oshkosh. Don't forget to put in the chat if you want to talk more about what your Oshkosh experience was. Yeah, Jeff, take it easy on me. Okay, so here's the thing. We were talking about Scrappy. And I'm going to play that video again, this time without the auto end, just to get us nerd words, to get us... Sometimes I just read the chat and I don't provide any context. So you guys, so when people see this later, they're going to be like, what is he talking about, Scrappy? This is what we were just watching when the stream ended. Everyone keeps asking me what I think about Scrappy. Well, let's take a look. The prop is insane. The tires are insane. The shocks are insane. The slats, you guessed it, insane. In general, it is very large. And apparently it comes with its own tug. You're right, it does have solar panels on the wings, because reasons. I actually heard the plane itself can arrest you. I'm sorry, Mike, but it looks like the autopilot could use a little work, a little dusty, needs some more meat. But my favorite part is all of the buttons and switches. And everybody knows that a good pilot loves their switches, which is why Scrappy is probably the best plane here. It's got all those switches. Woo. Wouldn't it have been funny if it would have ended again? Okay, let's talk about Scrappy for a second. That was the big thing. So much search traffic on Scrappy. I made a TikTok video. I put that video on TikTok just to see how TikTok works. And I got like 20,000 views. It's like one of my most viewed pieces of content. Now, TikTok's a little different. They organically send you stuff differently. But, yes, the macro is still in this video. Anyway, Scrappy. So I want to hear, what do you guys think about Scrappy? Put in the chat. We'll read about it right now. I mean, it's just a beautiful piece of, it's almost a piece of art, right? The Paities, they know how to do this stuff up, and really was impressed by it, especially when you consider the sprint that was done to get it ready for OSH21. The other thing that was cool is they did get it there on a Tuesday. Some people are like, oh, did they truck it in? No, he flew it in right before the storm, which is really, really great that he pushed so hard. I think the thing that I'm waiting to see is just like, how does it perform? It is so big. There's just so much stuff. A lot of complicated things happening on that plane, right? Like the wings are amazing, but they do the whole like, bloop, like an airliner. Like the slats are controlled and they can move, and there's all these amazing bearings. It's insane, right? So, like, I don't know. I want to learn what did all that get him. Like, it's beautiful, and it is engineered, like, amazingly. Like, I am in mad respect. I am hungry now. And maybe I just got to get him on the show. Got to get Mike on the show. I want to get Mike on the show to talk about what it does now. Like, that is just it was so cool. I mean, the solar panels on the roof, honestly, at first blush, feeling a little extra to me. But, dude, if you can make it work, and you can make the weight work, and all that stuff, and it provides a benefit. You talked about running a welder out in the bush with it. That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. I was chatting with some of you guys in the YouTube comments and stuff about it. And I think one of the great things about that aircraft specifically is it's going to show us what can be done. So the fact that this was engineered in a guy's, I mean, it's a pretty serious workshop. It was engineered in a workshop, and I'm sure there was a team of people helping at various points. But yeah, I just really want to see. I want to see what happens with it. I want to see it fly more. I think one of the cool things about Draco when it came in is we got to see it fly a lot, and Scrappy we didn't get to see fly a lot. Although I did see there's a video. I haven't watched it yet. So what else? What do you guys think about Scrappy? Sarah Cluckey says it was glorious. Walkershop Pilot says it's not done yet. I'm sure it's not done because he's got to test it and see how it works. People are talking about the prop. Maybe a new prop on it. 782 Papa says he's going to change up the prop. I know you guys are talking about the storms on Wednesday. I would love to hear more about that. We were in the Airstream feeling pretty safe. We were on a Zoom call with Red Baron Modeling, and he at one point was just like, guys, I'm good. I'm good, guys, but I'm holding up the tent. I'm holding it up. Canyon K, what are you confused about? The stream ended but due to a technical error on my end, pilot error, and we're back part 2 of my little debrief on OSH21. So after this, hop over to the first part to see to the point where the stream just randomly ends because I keyed a macro wrong. Seems like it's getting into the territory of lifted pickups. This is Andy Knit. Shiny with doodads, but questionably practical for the cost. I don't think that... I think, though, like, we know it's not practical. We know it's not practical. I think it's about to see what you can do, right? I think that's the Scrappy thing for me, is it's to see what you can do. And that's what he could do, and it was amazing. Eric Johnson says, Mike said it needs more horsepower. That doesn't surprise me. There's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, back to work. That's what he says. And then Ty's mentioning, I don't have it on my little list here, but the Flight Chops RV14 got to talk to Chops and to his test pilot about it, and it's practical for what it's meant for Scrappy, is what Tim is saying, and I think you're probably right. So yeah, the Flight Chops RV14, another beautiful aircraft. I know Steve was saying that he wants to get it painted. You know, it's kind of a quick vinyl job on it, but I think even with the vinyl, it looks really pretty. The panel looks amazing. The folks at Garmin did an amazing job with that for them and with them, and he was talking about just, you know, the speed, the performance, all that. Really seeing one up close, all of that jazz. I was really blown away by it. I'm excited to see what it looks like once they get some paint on it, and excited to see what Steve does with it. But sorry, reading the thing. Just plain silly. I'm working on a video for my new plane called Crappy. You already have a plane that's crappy. Not actually. I like your plane. Dustin says that they mentioned twin turbos for Scrappy in the future. There you go. So yeah, very cool. Very cool thing for me to see Scrappy up close, burned, and really cool to see the Flight Chops RB14. So what else we got here? I want to talk about... We talked about the Virus. Very excited about that. I keep dreaming about that thing. What's next? Oh. Well, there is this. So, Vans announced the RV-15. This is obviously what in addition to Scrappy, it's what everyone else is talking about. And I joked with Greg. So Greg from Vans is going to be on the show soon. We were going to have him on next week. I got to email him about maybe pushing it a week because I'm going to be on set next week, and I don't want to pre-record interview with Greg from Vans. I think we need to be able to have the squad, all of you at home, asking questions. So we're going to try to get that figured out. But I went to say hi to him at the RV booth, and he said, we gave a lot of information about the RV-15, but if I am understanding correctly, I wasn't at the press conference, and if you were, maybe the person who sent me this photo can comment. This is basically what they said. It is a high wing, which I know I think I've said previously I never thought they would do because it was against the Vans aircraft brand. Backcountry capable does not surprise me one bit. That's super hot right now, and it is a way for Vans to get new pilots in. What are you guys saying right now? What are you guys saying in the chat? Talking about buying a Debonair or whatever. Uh-oh, here it comes again. Oh, God. There was a Gorgeous Hats Classic. Yeah, Dustin said, this is the most talked about nothing. Yeah, no pre-recording. That's right, Brian. We can't pre-record this show anymore. Plain Lady says, the only other info I remember them sharing is that it will have both a tailwheel and tricycle option. No, by the way, I'm going to pre-record shows. I'm just going to be really obvious about it. And I think to Jonathan's point, it shows how strong the market is. So yeah, I mean, I am super pumped with this. I mean, we joked a lot at the SuperAero secret squadron party that I always talk about being a J3 pilot, but that's always in my blood. I love high wings. I have desperately been also dreaming about the RV-8 a lot. It's just a beautiful plane. The one they had there was the one that's airbrushed with all the like angels and stuff all over. It's like just so cool. But I a lot of times talk about the Rans S21. I sat in one of those. Still really like that plane. Haven't flown one, but really like it. Really feels like it could be a fun aircraft to own, and it goes pretty fast and goes pretty slow. So kind of seeing what Vans does with this, what the performance of this is, the RV-15 high wing, I'm really excited to see what happens with it. So they claimed to me when I visited them that in this press briefing, they gave more information out than people realized they did. But if you boil it down to everything, it's just these two pieces. I don't believe it's flown yet. I guess they were polling the audience a lot about different features and things people wanted. But, in the end, how far are they? And they're talking about, I think, bringing it to OSH22. Can anyone confirm that in the chat? Yeah. Eric says it's smart that they cover all the customer demographic. And I think the other thing that's smart about it is, for, the reason why the Rans S21 is so successful, I was talking to some of the National Stoll guys about this, its upper end of its speed range is far beyond almost all of the two-seat kind of light sporty, it's not light sport if you're going that fast. Don't hit the button. It's kind of far beyond all that. Like, I think the S21's like around 150 miles an hour. It's a pretty fast plane. And then it lands, in the 40s. So it's not a Carbon Cub. It's not a MOAC. It's not a Husky. But it is like performing like that. It's like the plane that if you want to not necessarily be competitive, although I think you could be very competitive with one, it's the kind of plane that you could take places and then land. Most people aren't going to land on that gravel bar. I met Corey Robin at OSH21. Most of us aren't going to be doing the kind of stuff that he does or the Flying Cowboys do, right? We just want to go someplace, camp, whatever. We need something to get us in and out of a short strip, not necessarily like an aggressively unimproved strip. And so what's interesting to me, right, is what's good for Rands in that situation in the market is really good for Vans, because if we look at all of the stuff that is in the Vans DNA, I could see it really competing really aggressively against that Rands aircraft in terms of it's going to probably go fast and still land pretty slow. I think I would venture to guess. So I think that will be. Someone said press the yawn button, and it lit. I read it. Oh, well. How great was OSH21? So good that while I'm talking about it, I'm just yawning incessantly. So anyway, people are talking about that. I think it's super cool. Very excited to see about it. Like we said, Greg from Vans Aircraft is going to be on SuperAero Live soon, and I think we just got to press him on it to see what we can find out about it. I really want to see what it is. I want to fly it. I want to learn about it. It could be the perfect airplane for what I want to do. I just wrote, yeah. Plane Lady says, I don't think the design is finished yet. They have a lot of work to do in the next year then. Ty says, well, future episodes be SuperAero pre-recorded instead of SuperAero Live. That's very funny. 72 says, maybe it's similar to a Murphy or a Ranger. Yeah, that could be. Those are good airplanes to look at. The Vashon Ranger is a really well-reviewed airplane. If you look at what the other what the aviation news people say, they really like that plane. Anything new at Kit Fox is Ty's asking that. I don't think there was. I mean, Kit Fox has kind of 3 models, right? They've got like the like Super Sport, like the mid-range one that's kind of the all-rounder. Really beautiful looking aircraft. Then there's like the Super Stol, which is very similar to what Trent Palmer flies. His is kind of a Frankenstein of an older model and a new model wing, and the massive turbo engine on the front. But they've got the it's not called the Super Stol, I don't think. That's the Just Aircraft Super Stol. What is the Kit Fox version of that called? Somebody look that up, so I don't feel bad about not being fact checked. But there's that version, and then there's the Speedster, which is like a slightly narrower wing and goes a little bit faster. And they had it doing aerobatics on I think in 2019 they were doing aerobatics in it. So Dustin says it sounds like a metal glass star. Yeah, or like the Glass Air Sportsman, maybe. Is that what you're talking about, Dustin? That would be really cool to see. I agree, Tim. The Rands is sweet. I like it. I really want to fly one to see. Future guest would be my dad, says Nathan Ballard. 3 RV8s. Yeah. Here we go again. More yawning. Yeah, the Vashon Ranger. I got to say, that Ranger, that's a really interesting aircraft. And it is affordable. And again, well reviewed in the circuit, so that's really cool. Just reading the chat here. Oh, you guys are talking about Vashon, and they stopped making. Tim, is that true that they stopped making the Sportsman at Glass Air, or did they just take a break on it? It's the Super. Oh, that thanks, Red Baron. Super Sport, the STI, and the Speedster for Kit Fox. And Christine is saying that she doesn't think that they're going to actually have anything from Vans next year, but I feel like I saw something in some article about it, but she just pulled it. I'm going to drop this in here. This is from their website saying, patience is a virtue, but you can rest assured that one day, month, year in the future, this spot right here will include an amazing overview of your next airplane kit and exactly what it is. So, yeah. backcountry mission capable total performance, but they're not really saying anything else about it right now. So excited for it, want to learn more about it, would love to figure that out. But that was kind of that, I guess. In closing on the airplane front, that's the stuff that really excited me there. The black fly thing flew at the ultralight field. I missed it. I saw them like walking it down the street afterwards, and that of course is very exciting. Like electric power multi-rotors are really cool. There were a couple other people doing that. I think I'm yawning because I'm not breathing. I'm not breathing. I'm talking so fast. But those multi-rotor things were super exciting to see. Didn't spend a lot of time doing that stuff, but yeah, that was really, really cool. And the other thing, obviously, there's just some cool home builds that the Bally Bomber was back. Such a cool thing. So, doing a thing real quick. Typing some things. So, anyway, that's kind of the big thing. What else did you guys see? COVID pause. You guys are funny. Get me some O2. Now you guys are yawning. Yeah, I apologize. I apologize that you're yawning. But anyway, that was my Oshkosh experience. Basement hypoxia. Yeah, maybe Gary. Yeah, so the Bally Bomber, we should talk about that real quick. The Bally Bomber is like a 1/3 scale B-17 that was built a couple years back. The original builder did pass away, but whoever ended up with it brought it back, and that was just super, super amazing to see. That is what excites me the most about EAA, is stuff like that. Oh no! Ah! Oh man, so much yawning, and I have to stay up after this for the Patreon SuperAero Patreon Zoom, and then separately send a bunch of emails out for work. So, oh, someone was chiming in. It's only 10 o'clock. Uh-oh. Here we go. There we go. 1 second. Uh-oh. Things are happening. Hang on. I don't even know if I have a way to do this right now. Look at that!
What's going on, Ryan?
What's up? Wait, I want to see if I can add... I want to add someone else who just showed up.
No! You're friends. You don't get to have any other friends.
What?
No, it's you and me, man. We met.
Wait.
We're partners now.
Okay, I can hear the other person, but we're partners. Yeah, we are, like, life partners. Hang on a second. Gotta make a new thing here. We gotta kind of on the fly. There's you, and oh, that's not looking great.
No,
that's super thin.
Seen with this man.
What's up, brothers?
Look at these guys.
Howdy, all.
So I've been rambling on and on about Airventure, but I'm wondering if you guys want to talk about what you saw either in person from afar, or what excited you. And thanks, by the way, for just bombing in as you're like, he's yawning too much. Sky fam, assemble.
Because I wasn't there, so I'll see you later.
No, but you were just commenting in the chat about all the stuff that you saw that you really liked.
No, I was living vicariously through you guys, through you and Bryon and everybody. So I'm just happy that you guys were able to meet for the first time and hang out and have some fun.
We did.
What do you think you would have enjoyed seeing, Eric?
What's that?
What do you think you would have enjoyed seeing?
Well, hanging out with you and Ryan. No,
I mean,
it
you
would
can
have
just
been
say him.
No, first off, I'm doing something. I because of Oshkosh, I got all this entry level merch. So I got business cards, I got pins. Where's the camera? I'm using my phone for this. I got
Where's the
stickers.
camera?
So I'm sitting here just filling envelopes full of this stuff to mail out to people who are interested because I didn't give it all away. So if you're a Patreon supporter of mine or a Patreon supporter of Ryan's, or whatever, just email me, Bryon@worldsgreatestpilots.com. I'll send you stickers, pins, and business cards.
And please, everybody do that because out of all the beers that Bryon and I have had, I have 0 stickers from those events. So please support him.
I can be at your house in 7 minutes, Eric.
I want to point out I don't have a sticker either.
Ooh, burn.
I'm over here just filling envelopes with stickers and pins and business cards. So email me. But hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
I permanently attached the SuperAero badge to my flight bag. So
thanks, brother. That makes me feel so happy.
I feel happy.
Ryan, do you have SuperAero stickers?
No, I'm a muck up, man. I didn't even have any made. And I think people were coming up to me at Oshkosh and they were like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's chat." And then they're like waiting for the sticker, and I'm like, "No, don't have one."
Yeah,
a
lot of
Ryan
people
Turner drew that on his thing. I get it. It's all good. All right.
That wasn't that was a patch.
People came up to me, "Hey, are you Bryon?" I said, "I am. Check out, go meet my friend Ryan. He's got stickers."
That's why. Oh man,
it's amazing how many people came up to me and then they'd be like, "Oh my god, I love your stuff. Hey, what do you have?" And I'm like, I gotta buy this stuff, so I don't have anything. But so now I'm like sending people hats and stuff.
Same here.
So I'll tell you, this is my 4th Oshkosh, and I'm sorry I'm on my phone if the quality sucks.
You're fine.
Okay. Eric and I had this conversation earlier this evening, like maybe an hour ago. I'm going to quote Eric a little bit. The very first time you go to Oshkosh, it's about the air show. And Eric's right. The first time I went to Oshkosh, I remember thinking, okay, I enjoyed the air show, but I've seen this before. But I was like, I didn't kind of get like, oh my God, Oshkosh. And so the next year I didn't go. I didn't go the next year, and I saw everyone posting pictures on Facebook and stuff in forums and wherever else, and that FOMO kicked in.
Yeah.
And I've gone 2 times since. This is the year that I figured out for me what Oshkosh is about. It's about meeting Ryan, meeting Fly Chucky Fly, meeting Tyler, meeting name a person, Bruno.
Wait, you know who I met who's not here tonight? Wolf Pilot.
Oh, yeah, Wolf Pilot. He's local here.
And he was super nice in person. He's all bark and no bite. That guy. He was super nice. He's not in the chat tonight. He's always like talking crap in the chat. And I was like, oh, you. This is going to be fun to meet you. And then he was super nice. Super nice guy.
It is. I could make a list of 100 people that I met that I can only see at Oshkosh. Just getting texts from Brian Garrett, who I exchanged. He and I have been, texting and emailing and messaging back and forth for probably 3 years now. And then there's so many people like that where it's like, oh my God, you're here. Yeah, you're here. Let's go meet. Let's have a beer. And I spent probably more time at the SOS Brothers tent than I probably my mom would be proud of. But just getting to see people and meet people, and I mean, it's so amazing, and it's so sad when it was over. It honestly, it's sad to say, it had nothing to do with planes. It had nothing to do with air shows. It had nothing to do with, watching Martin Pauly give a funny talk about, his aviation videography thing. But it's 100% here forward. It's about the people, and I will never miss again. I had so much fun. Ryan, it was such a pleasure to meet you. You're more pleasant in real life than you are. I know you and I joked about what if we meet and we hate each other.
It's true. Especially because I met Eric, and I really like Eric.
and it ruined it.
Eric's a fantastic guy. You guys called me and razzed me while I was in Hawaii, and you're like, you guys had, I think you were about 19 beers in, and you put me on speaker, and you're like, guess who I met?
We were a bottle and a half of wine in. Thank you very much.
We're like, what time is it? There was like, I don't care. I got his number. I'm going to call him. And we're like, hey man, how you doing? And of course, you picked up, and we talked for like 20, 30 minutes because it's you. You know, that's just the class guy that you are. So.
I love you guys. I'm so happy to we have to figure out how to get together. And Eric, I've got a question. Why is it that your beard turns gray as it descends?
Oh, sorry. I got my. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. I'm much younger than you now.
No, I missed a spot right here with my Just for Men, but everywhere else I'm 25.
All the chicks are telling me they go, I dig it. And I go, look, I'm married. So you got to back off.
Very believable.
But I know this guy, Bryon.
Yeah. Hey, here's what we need to do. Next year at Oshkosh, we bring the beer casket.
Yeah, that's what people in the chat were saying, is that maybe it needs to be maybe we just need to fill the void. The casket-shaped void. Sorry, I totally interrupted you. What?
What?
Eric strikes me as the type of guy who probably has a casket laying around.
Probably.
Hold on.
He's going to get one. No, dude, it was. My biggest sadness was that the Wednesday night air show got moved, because that's really, really an amazing thing. But I'm not blowing smoke up. I have no reason to blow smoke anywhere. It was fantastic to meet you. I'm so happy to have met you. That's one thing, Oshkosh 2021, whatever year it was, I got to meet Ryan, and I talked to my wife about you guys meeting us halfway somewhere.
Sorry.
Let's do it. My wife and your wife maybe will like each other, but it doesn't matter because you and I will have fun.
Yeah.
Does your wife and Eric can come too.
This just went wrong. Instead of the beer casket, we'll call it the Mando casket.
This is the way.
This is the way, exactly right. You've seen it.
Yeah, well, I haven't, but I heard about it. This is what you were talking about, Bryon.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I picked like the least exciting clip. I just dropped clips. There we go. I was lucky enough, Steph Strickland, we were talking, when she calls, you answer, and she sent an airshow performer to a party and he said to me, you're coming with me right now. And I was like, okay. And we went to the airshow performers section of the flight line to watch the night air show. And so we were getting hit with debris from the fireworks. Really? Yeah, like it hurt. But like here's the
probably pieces of cardboard.
Oh, I love that.
Like
that
was hurt, but it was cool. Yeah, the night air show, not messing around. That's worth it. I'm sorry you missed that, man. I didn't mean to just flex all over you. But
no, it's fine. Did you see how cool I looked in my tent on my live stream when I thought I was going to die?
People are talking about. Also, wait, I want to divert for a second. In the chat here, Red Baron Modeling says, "My uncle's a mortician, just saying." So we can get this beer casket thing moving.
Really?
But we need a bigger plane to get it there.
Yeah, how do we get it there? Is there like an IKEA casket that's just like a flat pack thing we can assemble on the spot?
We're just going to have Eric call in his Chinook buddies.
You know what's funny? I spent about 2.5 days over in Moody shooting the rescue guys. And before that, I was trying to line up a walk-around video on a CH-47, the Chinook helicopter. And they said, no, we're not interested, which is not uncommon to hear. So they're not up for it. But if any other cargo pilots fixed wing or rotor are willing to partake, that might be a lot of fun. After all, just plain silly's involved, so
Or maybe I could team up with Mike Patey and we could just attach wings directly to a casket. That way, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. You're already in the casket. But we can.
If we get Scrappy carrying the casket, that could be just like you said, Scrappy carrying the crappy load. That
There
might
we
be.
go.
There you go.
The other thing that I think would be I've lost my train of thought because I was distracted by Zach's amazing joke.
Beer, coffin, Bryon.
Oh, I remember. So one of my
animal.
other favorite things to see every Airventure is I go walk up to the Subsonics. You familiar with this one? The Sonics jet, the single seat jet.
Yep.
And I've made the joke. I've never been brave enough to put it in video, but on camera I've made this joke. I'll do it now because YOLO. As I look at it, like I've got it over my shoulder, and I say, I can't decide if this is my dream plane or just like a really fancy and expensive casket. Because it is about casket width and about casket length with wings and a jet engine on it. And it is amazing, and I want one, but also...
Yeah.
You gotta be a real pilot for that thing.
Well, it's one of those things. Try to. There has to be a Facebook page for it. So get on there, see who's local around you, and say, "Hey, I want to try this."
No, don't.
I got a question. I love goofy.
I don't want to. If I do that, Eric, I will buy one. So stop.
Well, then you'll buy one in confidence. Then. Instead of buying one, going, "Oh, I wish I hadn't done this,"
Right.
I wish we should look more into it,
But just my wife would be like, "Why did you buy this?" Like, just bury me in it.
Because
the wings detach. Just lower jet engine and all, lower me down. This is getting dark.
Go to Sonics, have a camera rolling, Bryon with you preferably, and say, "If you put a parachute in it, I'll buy it."
There already is a parachute in it.
It is. It's got a BRS.
It already has a BRS.
I feel like a jackass now. Sorry, I didn't know.
That's right. Yeah. And then what happens is you can just.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
You fly over the cemetery, and they have the your plot dugout, and you just pop the chute and lower right in.
Kind of like a serious flying, huh?
They are never gonna come on this show now. They're gonna be like, "We heard you called our amazing single seat jet a fancy casket."
We've been monitoring your heart rate.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? I love unique things. The B-17 out there that I think everyone looked at and assumed it was radio control, and it's not.
Bally Bomber. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's that RC plane, and then I saw like rudder pedals in the front of it, and I was like, I started doing my little thing on my phone, and I was like, oh, a guy flies that. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's the size of the Sonics, but it's got 4 engines.
I think it's under, and I could be wrong, but I think it's under second ownership now. The original ownership was the guy that built it. Bally was his last name. Yeah, that's why he called it Bally Bomber. This year, and I hate to be that guy to point out the stuff, but it is what it is. This year, there was some damage on the bottom of the nose turret, so it looked like it may have had a unfortunate incident nosing over, which happens. It happens, So, so it'll be great to see that repaired and to see it flying on. But it was obviously flown in there, under its own accord and stuff like that. And I would love to do a walk around video on that. I mean, how many single pilot aircraft, almost in the LSA category, it can't be that far off. But I mean, a 4-engine. Yeah. And I mean, that's freaking awesome.
So, I mean, it's super amazing. Yeah, I mean that is like the heart. Like everyone's like, oh, like the heart of EAA is dying. It's like, nah, it's alive. Because some dude just built a miniature B-17. right? Like, I don't.
That my favorite thing is, again, I like unique things. That Jack Links, it looks like it was repainted this year, but that Waco biplane that has the turbine engine strapped to the belly, and like you just watch that biplane like go in vertical, and it sounds like an F-16. Like that, they had that and the twin Yak flying at the same time, and it's like it does not, the sound does not fit what you're seeing, and so freaking cool just to watch that thing hover on that jet engine as it's spewing out all that smoke and stuff. And I had a conversation with someone going, I don't know if the engine's there for noise or for thrust, but when they kick it on, it gets loud. It doesn't seem to take off real quick. But it's the stinking coolest looking thing you'll ever see. Just the Waco biplane, and then just that sound of a, I don't know, pick a jet. It just, that I love that stuff. That's the stuff you only see, as far as I know, you only see at Oshkosh.
That's really cool. If I remember correctly, Jimmy Franklin was the first one to do that. He had a Waco biplane, and he put that jet engine. It is now. I can't remember if it was back then, but it was the same engine as a Cessna Citation. And they put that long exhaust tube underneath it. Oh, yeah. And I remember asking somebody, I go, why the long exhaust? I go, doesn't that kind of, they go, the whole airplane is covered in paint and fabric. They want to diffuse that heat from the exhaust and direct it downward. And I go, oh, that kind of makes sense, you know? But it is awesome when you see that thing climbing and you hear jet noise and you go, wait, that's cool, but wait, you know, it's awesome.
First time I saw it, I was like, I didn't realize what was going on, because the thing about Oshkosh, if you haven't been, is there's always like you'll just be walking around and suddenly a B1 will just do a low pass at like 600 knots. Like, oh,
or the U2, like it did this year. Holy cow!
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, the U2, and it's like, oh, the air show's starting. You're like, nope, that was just a guy in a B1 doing a low pass. And so when I saw the Waco thing, I heard the jet, and I kept looking around for the jet, and it took me a half a minute to realize that the sound was coming from that plane, because that's if I could change one thing about Oshkosh, it's like there's so many things you're like, oh, it's starting. You're like, nope, that's just a guy who owns an F-16. Like,
because everybody owns one of those.
At Oshkosh they do, and so this year it was the U2. And then at one point it was I think there were some F-15s that flew by, and it was like same thing. Where like you run out to the flight line because they did a low pass, and they went away. You're like, oh, okay. Well.
Actually, the F-15 guy that was there, his name I can't think, but I know the guy because he was at one of the Jet Blast that Gary Daniels and I shot recently, and. He's a super cool guy, and he was telling me about him flying the F-15. Down they're based out of New Orleans or somewhere around the area, and I go, I would love to do a walk around video of an F-15. And he goes, good luck with that, So, but to see him up at Oshkosh, I was like, I know that guy, and I see everybody around there taking pictures, going, once again, I wish I was there. You
got to go next year.
I will there.
I will go. Yeah. If Ryan Dembroski goes, I'll go.
I'm there every year. I drive for an hour and I'm there. I don't even have to.
You suck.
It's only like a 16, 20-hour drive for us or whatever.
Well,
it took me 9 hours.
In the Grumman.
Look, that plane, I'm putting the paperwork together. By the way, if you're interested, it's very fast. It's a great plane. It was a lot of flying in hot weather, so I've got my eye on faster planes.
What other? Before we wrap up for the night, what other faster planes are you looking at, Brian? Eric and I will judge. We're gonna judge you.
I will judge. I got to make a pit stop. I'll be right back.
No, it's funny. If you'd asked me a month and a half ago, I would have said I'm going to be a Comanche pilot, but I have quickly fallen in love with Debonairs. I don't care for VTOLs, and you guys can land-base me for that. I don't like the way they look. I really like the Debonair.
We're gonna bait. Sorry.
That's the 1960 B-33 Debonair is a stunning airplane, and I've found them. They're real close to my price. My wife can hear me. They're real close to my price range. I'm gonna go fly one next week with someone, and if it's as close to fun as it is beautiful, that's probably gonna end up being what my target is. The weight, the speed, everything I need. I've run some insurance quotes with my insurance company, and I think that's probably gonna be the plane.
That's cool.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah, I need something that I can.
Debbie? Is it gonna be Debbie?
I don't know. I'm not one to name planes ever, and I realize like everybody names their plane, and I'm like, shoot, I don't do that. So I got to come up with something clever, I guess, if I'm gonna name it. I don't know.
Well, Debbie. I mean, every Debonair pilot probably names their Debonair Debbie. So
I'll name it Dembroski.
Wow, immortalized. Immortalized. I would be immortalized. Well, I hope that shopping goes for you. You know, it's funny. I think that's the other thing that I don't think enough about planes that aren't new. Like, I'm always thinking about like building a plane or buying a pipistrel or whatever, but like there's a lot of them. I mean, I fly a 1970 whatever.
Who can afford a new airplane? Like even like building an RV, like I can't afford that. But like I'll probably be flying planes from the 60s for the rest of my life. They're just, I don't know, like the light sport thing came out and it was like cool, and then I saw prices and I was like, not so cool.
That did not work the way they hoped it had.
Nope. Everyone's like, you should get an RV-10. I'm like, yes, I should. I'll start the GoFundMe.
You could sell the Cirrus.
The Cirrus is getting sold. That my father's, though, his name's on the title, not mine. The parachute repack is close at hand, and he's going to sell it and upgrade to a Gen 3. Ours is a Gen 1. So
I'll take some photos of it for you guys.
What?
Well, we should do. I told my dad. I go after you. So Eric and I did this.
Oh, I get it. Eric's going to take pictures of it to help sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a big-time photographer guy. Yeah, I got it. Sorry, it took me a minute.
No, because I'm never doing an air-to-air shoot again because that was so stressful. I've never flown closer to a plane in my life, and I don't want to do it at 180 knots.
You know, planes go. You can vary the speed on a plane. You can go.
No, not. We're talking about Cirrus, right? It's a Cirrus. They don't. No.
Just pull a chute at the same time and go down in formation.
I will say this, Eric. That would be a good aerial shot.
Yes. I'm making
not committing
now, as a matter of fact. Who do you know that has ever flown formation with a Cirrus with a shootout?
Man, that'd be a good shot, but no.
It would be a 2 or 3 seconds, and then I hope he got it.
And then as a YouTube guy, my first thought is the views would be huge.
I don't know if YouTube views would be huge because I don't think YouTube doesn't care anymore.
No, it doesn't.
You gotta do like dumb magic tricks and.
Well, I mean, if it's got YouTube guys involved, it would probably go pretty popular. I think
it'd probably get like 10 whole views.
I will say, Ryan. I found Ryan on TikTok this week, and I'm really enjoying that.
Oh,
I'm TikToking now.
You're a TikToker, dude.
TikTok, don't stop.
Don't stop.
I'm also on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Your first video was like 20,000 views in 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, but I think that's a conspiracy. Cool. I think TikTok does that to get you hooked as a creator. I think they're like, "Oh, welcome." And then like your first video, like my first video, like 6,000 views, and then I uploaded this Scrappy video I played during this, and it was like, boom, 20,000 views. I was like, what? That same video on YouTube got 1,500 views. Like what? It's the same thing. I think they just
I don't
turned
know.
the fire hose on because I'm like, oh, I want to go. Never mind
You make money
YouTube.
off of TikTok?
I just want to go to TikTok.
I filmed me almost crashing into David Blaine when he was attached to all those hot air balloons. That got 2 million views out of the shoot.
Nobody thought.
Why are we messing around with YouTube at all? It's just like all the TikTok people.
Well, because the next video got 32 views. That's why.
The other thing is maybe the three of us, we should start like an OnlyFans.
When you say the three of us.
Ooh, I should probably start working out for that.
Okay. This is clearly gone off the rails. Somehow people are still watching.
The fact that you
I'm
guys
still
laugh.
yawning.
Even though I'm yawning a whole bunch. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you guys kind of popping in just randomly. I was like, oh, like here's the planes I liked. Eric's like, hey, put me on your show right now. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
At first, I was like, "Hey, man, are you gonna Zoom afterwards? I want to hang out, you know." And you're like, "Nothing," you know. Then your live stream.
Because I was trying to get the show going, dude.
Fine.
Because I got James Hyatt saying comments like, you know, Jeopardy theme plays in background while I'm like trying to like get the thing. That's why the stream ended halfway through, because I was friggin' God. Technology.
You know, it's funny. I mean, out of all the live streams, though, your camera work on your live streams is top notch. If you look at Bryon, you look at ours. We got ceiling fans going, and we got crap.
Oh yeah, where's my ceiling fan?
You are.
Yeah.
This is my long camera.
I mean, Ryan. I mean, you were like, your quality, bro.
It's just, yeah, it's just up there. Anyway,
Well, give us your live stream, you know, thing, so we can hop on and have fun.
Oh, the Zoom? Yeah, we'll do the Zoom. Yeah, Patreon folks, they're gonna hop in the Zoom now on Patreon, so you guys can join us tonight for sure. That would be fun. And anyone else in the chat wants to?
Might be too busy after Oshkosh, but whatever.
Well, he's already. I got a case of New Glarus down here. I gotta work on. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because it's getting late, and I gotta do the Zoom from upstairs in case my kids start crying. They could be wandering around the house right now, going, "Where's Daddy? Daddy left us." No, I'm down here. I'm not a bad dad. Thanks for hopping in and saying hi, though, guys. It was super cool to see you both.
I'm gonna text Bryon right now, so you better join. But you probably just heard me before the text, so it's all good.
Yeah, I can hear you. Like this. That's how this whole thing works. Like.
Oh, you're there?
Cluckey,
Oh,
you cannot
hey,
go to bed. Cluckey, at least come in and
buddy.
say hi. Clucky's got to come in and say hi. All right. Very well. I'm gonna say goodnight, everybody. Bryon, Eric, thanks for hopping in. Everyone else,
fun,
if you
man.
were at
Thanks for having
Oshkosh,
me.
oh dude, yeah, so awesome. We got to give you on the show. You've got a lot of stories. We got to get you on the show again to talk about. You've got all these. You're a font of aviation knowledge, and Bryon can come too. So
Well, I thought he was talking about Bryon, and then I could come too. Cool.
Yeah. Seriously though, everybody, I'm going to change the cameras here. Everybody who watched tonight, thank you so much for watching the like kind of goofy show with all the hiccups, getting back into it. But it's so good to see you all. It was seriously. If I saw you at Oshkosh, thank you so much for coming up to say hi. Little standard rule: you guys see me out on the street, at the airport, whatever, you want to say hi, like hit me up. I would love to say hello. Just don't be like, don't do it if I'm like Matt. I'm sorry, Matt. I had to pee really bad. But anyway, it was still really good to see you guys. And if we missed each other at OSH21, we'll have to see each other at OSH22. So thank you so much, everybody, for saying hi and for tuning in tonight. More SuperAero Live stuff kind of on the way. We're really excited to keep this thing going. And I love all of you. You're the best part of my week. And we'll see you next week on SuperAero Live.